You are listening to Heart Alignment, a podcast exploring nervous system healing, intimacy, emotional truth, and what it means to come back to yourself. Hello, and welcome back to Heart Alignment, your podcast that supports and nourishes your nervous system and helps you realign with your heart again and your truth. Today, I want to talk about why high achievers have such a hard time receiving love. But before we get started, I need this, and maybe you need this too. We'll just take a couple really deep breaths together. Of course, if you're operating machinery or driving a vehicle, you're not going to be closing your eyes. You can still deepen your breath a little bit. If you are in a space where you can maybe gently gaze towards the ground, or it even feels safe to close your eyes, I'll invite you to do so. Allow your breath to flow in and out effortlessly. And then maybe extending your exhale just slightly longer than your inhale to communicate to your nervous system that it is safe to soften and surrender. Very good. All right. So just a little heads up. I'm just getting back into podcasting again. I will keep my episodes fairly short to build up momentum, to stay consistent. And with every topic I'm going through right now, trust that I will go more into depth in the future. And I'll make sure to label the episodes in a way that you will only listen to topics that are highly interesting to you. So today I want to share a couple thoughts and feelings about why it is so hard for high achieving women and men out there to receive love. If you think about it, high achievement takes a lot of focus, takes a lot of energy. And what we do when we are in this mode of operating in life is that we push things away that we perceive as obstacles, as things that will slow us down or inhibit us of reaching our goal. And if you look at it from an outside perspective, from bird's perspective, it does not make sense because it is not sustainable. It is not what we're made off of, only to function here. We are meant to be, to connect, and to rest and relax at times. And some people just throw those beautiful things out the window right away when they start focusing in on a job or a project. And so it is very natural for people to then push away situations that might bring up challenges because it is perceived as a direct threat to achieving the goal. And when it comes to love and intimacy, connection, relationships, it always brings chaos and uncertainty and sometimes full-on upheaval to our nervous system because we all made certain experiences around love and appreciation and connection. And so if we made these experiences in the past, we now have a goal to achieve unrelated to love and sexuality and intimacy. we would be dumb to start, feeling interested in a very chaotic, no, sorry, how you say this, in a chaotic, unpredictable, uncertain, maybe even dangerous to our nervous system situation. It just does not make sense. There might be a part of you, and maybe I'm not talking to you, maybe you're not a high achieving person, maybe you float through life and everything is easygoing, but maybe you know a very goal-oriented person out there. If you think about these people or yourself, there might be a part of you that is longing for connection, longing for intimacy. Maybe it is your body that feels best when in connection. Maybe it is your soul that wants to be close to someone and share life with somebody. Maybe it is your sex drive that wants to feel expressed by being in connection with another person. And there's so many other parts that could be longing for connection. It could be your inner child that is deeply craving to feel seen, that wants to experience that sense of belonging. And so we're all made up of different parts, and sometimes they are competing with each other. And if you are, the person you're thinking of right now is more mind-driven, goal-driven, achievement-driven, there's nothing wrong with that. It only gets difficult if there is other parts inside of you who long for something else, who long for surrender, slowing down, connection, and maybe a little bit of a healthy challenge when it comes to, friction and relationships. Maybe that part of you is okay with that. But this other part of you that wants to be a go-getter, a goal achiever, is feeling conflicted. And so I'm not going to provide ever any solutions here because I don't know you, my beloved listeners, quite enough yet. And I don't have the solution. What worked for me, though, is starting to more intimately connect with my competing parts and trying to understand what's going on there. Because, for instance, if it is my inner child that is longing for connection and my sex drive that is longing for sexual activity with my partner, then I have to start listening to these parts because they're not going to leave me alone. We cannot escape those parts. The more we're going to try and avoid and distract, maybe even judge or even feel shame for those parts, they're not going away. They're part of you. And so to basically do a U-turn for a moment and to connect to these parts, understand these parts, and then integrate these parts into your life so that all parts of you feel safe, seen, understood, can give you more peace. But until you try to enter relationships by still being in survival mode or by still having these parts conflicting with each other, you will keep encountering heartbreak. You will keep dishing out heartbreak to the people out there that you want to be intimate with, but you're not truly allowing close to your heart. And so it's a very sensitive topic, and it's very important to not judge yourself once you become aware of certain parts that are competing, to be ever so gentle with yourself, because this is what you've learned on how to operate. And now you might be, waking up to a reality that does not feel true to you anymore. And so not thinking we have to do 90-degree, 180-degree changes now, but the 1-degree changes is where the power lies, I want to say, the empowerment lies, is to understand your parts, understand who wants to experience love and connection, who wants to be out there and kicking ass. Is that part that wants to achieve and accomplish out there? Is this your true self? Is this truly you? Or is it a wounded child that wants to feel seen, that wants people to be proud of? And so that person, or not person, but that part of you will not let go of its grip, of its power, if its need is not met. It will not just move over to the side to allow love in and to create chaos. And I know I'm projecting a lot of chaos and negativity onto love, but for a person who went through a certain amount of heartbreak and is maybe a little bit afraid of intimacy, that's the reality we live in. I'm part of this too. And my inner little wounded child would not let go of its grip to my business because it gives me stability. It gives me structure. It is more predictable than leaning into love and intimacy. And so I'm going to leave you with that to ponder on. I'm always here to answer any questions that might be coming up. I'm always here to connect if I say anything that you disagree with, and we can have a healthy disagreement. And if you want to learn more about what I offer, you can check out my website, auroraeggcoaching.com. And yeah, we can go from there. Otherwise, I'll be out there very soon again, and excited, delighted to spend time with you. Take so much care of yourself. Maybe take a couple more really deep breaths here. And enjoy this journey back home to yourself. You are so precious. You are so needed in this world. I'm your host, Aurora. Until next time, bye-bye. Thank you so much for being here with me today. If this episode spoke to something real inside of you, you can follow the podcast, share it with someone you love, or explore more at auroraeggcoaching.com. Take a deep breath. I'll see you in the next episode.